as you guys may know, I have made a video on why Withering Waves has ruined all other gachas. For me, anyway, and for a lot of people, because a lot of people did agree with my video and also said they felt the same. Now, I kind of want to add on to that a little bit and explain why I can't play games like Star Rail anymore with that kind of level of storytelling. I kind of want to do a comparison because I did see a post on Twitter that showed how much the main story took to do in Star Rail, from Belobog to the Xiangzhou Lofu to Penacony, and now Amphris, which Amphris has only had 3 patches, and it's the longest of the 4, sorry. So that's absurd. I don't know if anyone else thinks that's absurd, but in 3 patches, they have more time in the story than literally all of Penacony combined, and with literally all of 1.0 Belobog and all of Xiangzhou Lofu combined. That's fucking insane. By the time Amphris is done, this shit gonna be like 100 fucking hours of yap gotcha storytelling before you get to the fucking end, since they said it's gonna be all the way until 3.8. They need to fire that fucking dude, bro. Xiaoji, that dude is washed. They need to get rid of him. And I'm gonna be honest, everyone that was like hyping up Final Lesson, bro, I played through all that shit. You guys watched me play it. You guys loved my reaction to it. Yes, Final Lesson was sad, but as I went back and looked, because I was curious, I'm like, was it really that good? Why is this dude now just so ass? I went back and watched my VOD while I was editing. I was just listening. Honestly, the Himiko part, like with Final Lesson, they didn't really build up her character at all. They tell you about all these moments that Kiana and Mei and Bronya and Sela all had with Himiko, but they don't show any of it. They don't show, of course, right? Honkai. What's up with the Honkai verse and the not being able to do the show less tell? They got to just tell you. They can't show you. I don't understand it. But yeah, I was listening to it and watching it, and they really don't show you shit. They just kind of tell you about all these moments with Himiko and build it up, but they don't actually show you that character growth, that bonding. They don't show any of it. Like, comparatively to Wuthering Waves, what we had in that short 3 hours with Cartethia, or 2 hours, whatever it was, you get those cutesy moments where you're riding the gondola with her and she's getting shy and nervous and playing with her hair, bumping into you, like small little, gestures like that. And then you also had, the quest with Cantarella, her companion quest. You had so many bonding moments with her that show and don't tell, like the moment with the jellyfish, her holding her arm in pain, like she is in pain, but she's hiding it, like things like that. They don't do any of that in Honkai Impact 3rd. They don't do any of that in Star Rail or Genshin. Dude, I don't even know what part of the story this was in Genshin, but I was lurking Techie stream, as usual, as I do when I'm editing or working on other stuff, and bro pulled up a clip from Genshin that was 3 minutes long, and I shit you not, I fucking thought that this was fan-made. I literally thought it was so bad that I said, oh, it's fan-made, it's fine, it's just fans doing this. It's actually in the fucking game. It's real, it exists. There was no lip sync, no expressions on the characters, no dynamic camera angle changes. It was the worst shit. And the characters just, how do I explain this? It feels like you look at Elon Musk showing his robots and they're just like walking all stiff and robotic. That is literally what they move like in Genshin. I was like, I don't remember it being that bad, but apparently it's always been that bad. It's just now taking Wuthering Waves to make me realize how bad all these other games are. I've been yapping long enough. Let me just show you. And also, Elysian Realm was long as fuck. I had to rewatch that shit recently so I could know if Shoji's writing was actually that bad. I forgot that there was moments in Elysian Realm where I almost wanted to quit. And it was reminding me of Star Rail 3.0. When I literally started, it was fine. And then I got the yappy moments and I was like, oh my God, I can't fucking deal with this. A butterfly is telling us the lore of the fucking goddamn Titans and we're not even seeing shit except this butterfly and the back of fucking Don Hung head and the fucking MC. Goddamn. We go to Aglia, we see one still image for fucking 10, 15 minutes. What the fuck? This is the image I was talking about. So, Belobog, we're going to do a comparison here because I got one for Withering Waves. A viewer of mine made it for me. Thank you. Shout out. I will shout out that person here in a second. But let's go over Star Rail, okay? 9 hours for Belobog. Now, I'm going to be real. I also went back through my reaction and the live stream of Belobog. There was a lot of fucking slow moments that I did not remember. And maybe that's because I just like deleted it from my brain. In Belobog was the best of Star Rail. But I'm going to be honest, that's because the end of Belobog was so good that it kind of just like wiped my memory of everything that came before. I liked the spaceship in the beginning. It was a nice build up to what was coming. But then when we got to Belobog itself, once we got to that underground area of Belobog, like the slums of Belobog, that shit was slow. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. Maybe go back and look at some of the playthroughs and just watch for yourself. That was a fucking slow burn. I think all of the spaceship and all of the top part of Belobog until you got to the slums was probably like 2 hours, right? That was probably like 2 hours. The other 6 hours was in that underground, and there was a lot of fucking yap, and there was a lot of annoying shit in that. Then the last hour when we go fight Kakolia, that part was hype as fuck. But it's a common trend with Honkai and Hoyoverse in general. The entirety of the patch is mid as fuck, and then you're just supposed to be like hype about fucking a 2 minute, not even 2 minute, a 30-second fucking cutscene at the end of the fucking patch after sitting there for 10 fucking hours. It's a common trend that they keep doing with every game. ZZZ is the only game I feel like that is not doing shit like that, but it's a Hoyo game, so I literally cannot even be hype about that because I feel like after 2.0, they're gonna go in the same direction, which is why I haven't been playing ZZZ. I'm waiting to see if it fucking flops like every other fucking Hoyo game has for me in terms of storytelling and shit. I would much rather just wait until June when Etheria Restart comes out and fucking play that and never play any of these Hoyo games again. Wait for Azure Premier, wait for Ananta, wait for Arknight's Enfield, wait for all these other games to come out and say fuck all these Hoyo games. I literally can't wait till none of these Hoyo games are in the mainstream anymore because they don't deserve it. I'm gonna be honest with you. They are taking your money, your millions and billions of dollars from you, from the fans, and they are doing nothing with the money in return to making the game better. Giangelo Lofu, 9 fucking hours. Keep in mind, this was 2 patches, but still 9 hours and 2 minutes is very long for what a lot of people would say is a filler, which makes no sense because they're literally talking about like emanators and all that shit in that patch. But Penacony is where it broke the camel's back. The straw that broke the camel's back. 20 fucking hours. Y'all remember that Adventurine quest? That was probably half of that. The 10-hour Adventurine quest, almost 12 hours. If you were a streamer, it would probably took you like 15 hours to do that shit. Yeah, I fucking remember. But guess what? You thought all of Penacony with its 3-4 patches, I think it went all the way to 2.4 if I'm correct, or 2.3, which is 2.0, 2.1, 2.2, 2.1, yeah, 4 patches. So 20 hours, 4 patches. We're only 3 hours in and they're already surpassed that with 22 hours in Ampharos. And the next patch is probably going to be another 10 hours. So you're going to be over 30 hours. I'm pretty sure you could do all Withering Waves story under the 30 hours that it's going to take you to do just half of Ampharos at this point. But let's look at the cutscenes. 6 minutes of cutscenes in the main story in Belobog. That's pretty low, not going to lie. 13 minutes of cutscenes in Xiangzhou Lofu. To be honest, this was like 2 or 3 patches though. So that is a lot, but that is between 2 and 3, like 2 or 3 patches. I think that was all the way till 1.3 or 1.4 until we started going back to Belobog for other shit. And then you got 23 minutes and 42 seconds of cutscenes in Penacony, which Penacony again was 4 patches. So 23 minutes is not really that crazy when you consider the fact that it was 4 patches of content. And then you got 26 minutes of cutscenes and counting right now for 3 patches in Ampharos. 21 hours to 26 minutes of cutscenes. Now, let's take a look at Wuthering Waves, shall we? 1.0, 6 hours and 57 minutes. Already shorter than Star Rail's Belobog was. Total cutscenes in 1.0 alone was 23 minutes and 26 seconds. That literally quadruples almost. It's 3.5 times the amount, the cutscenes in Belobog of Star Rail. Okay. Then we got 1.1, which is where the game started picking up story-wise, with Jinshi and the Changli quest. That's not even counting the Changli quest, but 2 hours and 46 minutes for the Jinshi 1.1 main story and 14 minutes of cutscenes in just 2 hours. Very, very good. Then we have Shorekeeper 1.3. We didn't put 1.4 here because Camellia was literally a companion quest. There wasn't really a main story for that. There was literally Camilla. Camilla was the main story, so it was just her companion quest. So we have 1.3, 2 hours and 40 minutes. You see the trend we got going here? Every patch is about 3 hours, which is perfect fucking length. And the fact that they can make us fall in love with characters like Shorekeeper, with Jinshi and Changli, with Cantarella, with Cartethia and Fluardelis, the fact Carlota, the fact that they can make us fall in love with these characters in 3 fucking hours is insane. That's how you know the writing in the story is very good. Only 8 minutes and 21 seconds of cutscenes, but that is a short 2-hour patch. Okay, that was a very short patch. Then we have 2.0. 2.0 finally comes out, which I don't know if you guys saw my recent video where I predicted that the game was going to start peaking at 2.0, not peaking, but was going to start to really take off around 2.0, especially story-wise and updates-wise, because I knew from playing PGR that they constantly update the game, not just story, not just doing events or co-op or doing some kind of end game thing like roguelike or a tower, but they actively changed the boss mechanics. They added parrying to the game. They changed the way they did the storytelling. They did a lot of the ways that you traverse the stages. We're starting to get different in PGR. So I knew that they were going to make Withering Waves better once 2.0 came out, especially since they rushed the launch of the game because of having to change the entirety of the story after doing the beta because they listened to their fans. 2.0, 6 hours, 27 minutes. Now, this is decently long, but again, you have to think about the fact that this was a brand new region, a brand new area with brand new mechanics added to the game for exploration. You had flying, you had all these new challenge things that you could do, the echoes that you could change into. There was so many things, and they also wanted to build up the lore going forward for the rest of the story in the 2.0 region for Renacita. So it's fine if a 2.0 or 3.0, 1.0 patch is a little bit longer, because they're usually building up that region and the lore, so that way it's easier digestible and you get more invested in the world. Then we go to the 2.1 quest, which I didn't really enjoy that much, but the fishing quest was, the fishing event was fun, but the story was okay. Literally an hour. So you literally did that for an hour, then you could just do events. And even in that short hour, there was 3 minutes and 7 seconds of cutscenes. Then we have 2.3, the recent patch, which blew everyone's mind and broke the internet. 3 hours and 22 minutes. 3 measly hours. And Fluardelis, Cartethia, and Cantarella, you fell in love with all those characters because they did such a great job at portraying them and showing the bonding that you were doing with Rover. You know, there's a whole Gathering Wives meme, and I can't deny it at this point, but I don't care. I like it, man. I used to play Gacha games because I found the women in the games fucking hot. That's why I started Epic 7. I saw some of the characters in Epic 7. I said, holy shit, Kisei has giant ass fucking titties. I want to play this game. That is why I play these games. I don't give a fuck if all they release is women or if they make it Gunnar or it's Gathering Wives. I don't care. I like it. Anyway, 3 hours, 22 minutes, 13 minutes of cutscenes. As you can see, if you compare all of 2.0 right now, if I added all this up, it's about 11 hours for 3 patches. 3 very good patches. Dark One is the name of the person that did this for me. Thank you so much, Dark One. He's the one who made this for me. But he did fuck up. This is supposed to be 2.2, not 2.3. So only 3 patches. 3 patches, and Star Rail's on 4, I believe, about to be on 4. So 3 patches and 11 hours of content with about over 30 minutes of cutscenes. Very, very good. And then you have Star Rail with already 21 hours. Double the amount of time. Double the yap. And you know what? There's people that say, yeah, Withering Waves also does black screens. They only do black screens when it's to save time. Like, oh, we're catching a character up to speed about what just happened because they weren't around. It'll say, Rover catches Cantarella up to speed. And black screen. The black screens are used to save time, not to be a use of lazy storytelling to not have to do something. Like something as simple as putting Black Swan's fucking head against March 7th's head. You're telling me you couldn't fucking animate something that fucking simple? That's absurd to me. Now I want to show one more reason why Withering Waves is superior to games like Star Rail that do that kind of shitty level of storytelling. So, for example, here is a clip of me doing very short clip of me doing the Star Rail 3.0 story. This is what you looked at for about 15 to 20 minutes. Staring at this butterfly. Sometimes the camera angle would just go randomly to the ceiling, showing nothing, and then going back to the back of their heads, showing this butterfly, telling you the lore of how Amphorus fell and the Titans. Right? Keep that in mind. This is how they decided to tell that. You think Better is getting Paimon to tell me the story? What the fuck is this? Let me just read you what this says, by the way. The 3 Fate Titans wrote laws to govern the world. Another 3 Foundation Titans created the earth, ocean, and skies, and a different 3 Creation Titans designed and gave life to human beings like you and me. You don't think it would be cool to see some kind of visuals? Even if it was like storybook storytelling, like flipping a page kind of thing, you don't think that would be, you have so many fucking artists at Hoyoverse, that a company that makes billions a year, and you're telling me you couldn't fucking afford to do that? Did they dead ass stop telling the story, and then Aglia's like, oh, is it too complicated for you? Let me tell it in a way that someone as retarded as you can understand. Yep. That's exactly what they did. They literally trolled their own fans. You guys get the point, right? Okay. Now, let me show you the way that Renacita did the lore and told you the backstory of what happened to Renacita and how the Dark Tide came.
Together with the inscriptions on the tablet.
Holy shit fucking pictures, and they're moving. This is a very like Disney-esque storybook telling kind of way of telling the story. And it works. You're invested, you're intrigued, you're seeing the visuals. It helps build the lore in your mind, right? Because some people can't learn unless they visually see something, right?
Over their disparate fates. All this was ended by an unprecedented TD outbreak.
And you notice how they're literally showing you everything that they're saying in the game. They're literally everything that Carlotta is explaining to you, they're showing you visually. A game that makes less money, by the way.
After the Dark Tide, Napoli, the first Primus, restored civilization from the ashes.
Yep.
He founded the Order.
You get the hint, right? You guys understand? Every single time they do something like that, they show. Not just tell, they show and tell. And then there's some times where they just show and don't tell. Why can't Hoyoverse do that in their games? I don't understand. We're going to leave ZZ out of it. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but ZZ. Let's give them a couple more months and see if they do the same thing that every Hoyo game does after they get to the 2.0 stage. Because every Hoyo game after 2.0 just starts falling off. I just don't understand how the fuck that keeps happening. But yeah, I go into more depth about also more reasons on why Withering Waves ruined other gachas for me. I have a video on that. I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to see it. Let me know what you guys think about this. I literally, if any other game comes out and it has the same kind of storytelling as Genshin and Star Rail, or even PGR. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like PGR storytelling either. It did get a lot better recently. But any game, even Black Beacon, I tried Black Beacon, I can't fucking get into it, man. And everyone's like, oh, just play it for combat and endgame. Bro, I can just go play a fucking game like First Berserker, Kazan, Sekiro. I can play those games for fucking combat if I want to. I don't give a fuck about gacha game content. Gacha game combat is literally who can spend more money or spend more time farming fucking mindlessly. Okay, it's not fun, and most of the time. Withering Waves is the only game where power creep is not really a thing. Your skill is the thing that comes into play most of the time. The storytelling is very good. The story is good. The music's very good. The character designs, like everything about the game so far, it's like a 9 out of 10 for me. I'm loving the game. If you would have told me it's not a gacha, if they completely removed the gacha from the game and just let you play as these characters in the story like they have been doing, I would be fine. You wouldn't even have to tell me it was a gacha game. I'd be like, oh shit, this is awesome. It's like a JRPG. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I literally cannot even fathom playing a game as bad as Star Rail ever again. So hopefully the upcoming gachas that are coming out, like Arknights Enfield, all that shit, because I'm gonna be honest, that game needed a lot of work, storytelling as well. Hopefully all those games, when they come out, don't tell story like Genshin or Star Rail, because I will be so upset.